Myself right now. I told you I was here.
I hate British students. Yes, Americans are so funny.
I like the joke from my last night.
I
was like the joke and think that I died. I came back. I died in an epic. I was a roadie for like a heavy metal band. I died in an epic big accident.
Right.
And I'm reincarnated. It's good. I can set up any sound.
Actually, if we kill a projector, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Someone hit it with a hammer.
Smash it. Dave Taylor, he was a good talent. He just kind of had a shitty personality. Wait, Aaron.
Go ahead again.
Be in English.
And your break.
I broke it.
Let's just.
How you doing? You lost me. Hey, Dante, hanging in there. Okay, we have anyone from Tech who can get the microphone top?
What's wrong with the microphone?
Check out the super supporter section.
It's working. Yeah, there.
I got my name in the book.
Well, that's interesting.
These buttons.
Well, I'm the only one that people want to hear anyway.
It's funny because it's true.
Yeah, turn it on, dumbass.
Start off like a TNA pay-per-view.
You mean with a decent exhibition match and then shit after?
What?
Ever, man.
TNA pay-per-views, they always start with a great exhibition match and fucking sit down. They always start with Jay Lethal and then after that it's like,
Am I the only one that misses Black Machismo? I thought that shit was hilarious. Dude, when he did Ric Flair, he did Flair better than fucking Flair did.
you mean better than Larry?
I'm not doing anything with this. I have no idea how to work this thing. We've been totally abandoned. Okay, welcome to the Wrestle Wrestle panel here. I'm amazed so many of you guys are even familiar with what I do, because I initially started this site just to, well, I think you guys are way more familiar with Maffew here, who did Botchamania, the long-running series.
No one gives a fuck. Thank you. You're welcome. They're hilarious. That's my dad.
Oh,
90%.
Hi, Dad.
90%.
He's like, it was a joke. And this is Fausz, who's been sitting in for me and helping me do the WWE side of things, because there's far too much wrestling for one man to cover. Okay, so I was wondering what topics I should pick for this particular panel, and unfortunately I lost the list, so we're trying to get online so I can find it. But I've already botched this thing up, so. But the list of topics I was going to talk about, I thought a really good list was WrestleCrap released a list of the nominees for the Gooker Awards for the year. And I thought, what better way to talk about what is wrong with wrestling of last year than to talk about the nominees for this year, because it was a really good list, and not surprisingly, TNA made up about half of it. Although I thought there was a significant amount of overlap, because when it comes to TNA, it's just about everything is wrong with fucking
Everything is wrong with team.
But I think I'll just leave it up to you guys to talk about what you think is the worst, like what's the worst thing of the year so far to you guys in wrestling. It doesn't have to be TNA, that's just me.
TNA Genesis.
Genesis, what?
End discussion.
That's interesting though, because I thought Genesis was, well, not a very good pay-per-view, was at least tolerable. Like,
A pay-per-view should not be tolerable. I tolerated this pay-per-view the same way I tolerated going to the dentist.
That's true, but I mean, I've seen pay-per-views that were worse. You remember that domed cage match with Homicide trying to climb out the top of the cage?
Oh, fucking lazy to do it. Yeah.
Only
No, it wasn't lazy. Nobody could do that.
Bullshit, I've seen like 50 fucking people do it. It's not like a new match, man.
If in case you're not aware, there was this cage match, okay, and they've got like 6 different people from like the X division. I even forget what the point of this match was, but they had this. It was like Thunderdome. There was a dome of steel. It was like the first time I ever seen this cage.
Silent match.
And so the way you win the match is to get out of the cage. And so the problem was Homicide was supposed to win this match, and so he's climbing up, and then he reaches the point where the dome starts to curve up. Yeah. And the only way out is this little circle that's cut in the top. And he's trying to pull himself up. He's trying to swing his leg up. He's like, I can't. He's like 3 minutes. These guys are like laying on the ground completely. Like they're trying to sell that they've been beat up, and Homicide's trying to swing his leg. Nothing happened. And so after a point, like after 3 minutes, they all decide just fuck it, and they start just to climb up the sides of the ring, and they pull him down. And then Homicide, I think he escapes through a camera hole.
Yeah, he escaped through the cat flap of the Terror Dome.
Amazing.
It looked like the scene from Full Metal Jacket when Private Pal tries to go over the top, falls through the fence. This was the first match of the first Impact of the Monday Night Wars.
Yeah, that's what Jeff Hardy did.
So this is the first thing a lot of people who first watched TNA for probably the first time and last time ever saw. Wow, look at this. It's shite.
Didn't the ref like throw the match out? Wasn't there like a DQ in that match?
No, there was a DQ in a cage match. I think it was actually in your last video, and now I'm completely.
Like he had like some kind of like a nightstick or something.
Like an XLR port you could use.
The whole thing was to exist to introduce Jeff Hardy anyway, so it was just like, Jeff Hardy's here, yay, ignore the last 5 minutes. Jeff Hardy's here.
Only Jeff Bucks involved in drug charges. God damn it.
No problem.
He's skating no matter what.
He can escape the cage, but he
Just
can't
gotta make
escape the
That's
charges.
his face brass tacks. When you got 2 pounds of weed in your Jeff Hardy, that's not distribution. That's like yeah, that's a birthday party right there.
I know if I was facing drug charges, I'd probably go on TV with face paint, day glow color in my hair.
Well, of course you're gonna get picked up with coke when you wear it on your face.
What I find funny is I'm still dead. Okay.
Hang on.
Now they can hear.
We
I know they can hear me, but not with that. Okay. What I found funny is as much as trouble as Jeff Hardy's in right now with drugs and all that stuff, is Matt Hardy not clearly the one who's the most high motherfucker in the show?
You seen his fucking videos?
I know. What the hell is he doing?
Oh, he's got braids now. He's a whole new wrestler.
He's like.
What? The M at the back of the head.
Yeah.
No, I missed that.
The worst part about Matt Hardy's debut in TNA was
He debuted?
no, yeah, that was pretty bad. But when it came to Twitter, his most trended thing, it wasn't Matt Hardy, it was Tyler Rex.
Because he looks like Tyler.
A fucking jobber in WWE. He's gonna not beat anybody, and oh hey, Matt Hardy, you're Tyler Rex. Well, you still suck anyways.
Tyler's in better shape though.
He is.
He did all these videos online to show, look, I'm training, I'm doing all these squats, these Hindu presses, take my vitamins, brother. And he came out and yeah, he looked pregnant. I mean, wait, what? I look good. And
You forgot the grapes.
I was
Fat Hardy. If you don't know, he does this video where he's like, I don't know why people say I'm gaining weight. I'm eating grapes. And then, like, he does this whole video where he's like, I eat grapes. Grapes are really good. And I'm like, grapes are good for you when you don't eat 30 pounds of them, you fucking win. And I'm one to talk, but I'm not a professional wrestler, okay?
What about the video with him and his brother at the restaurant? Jeff Hardy's talking.
Oh, was that the one with Hurricane Helms? Oh, that was God. Like, well, I think an angle that really went under the radar that actually was, as much as I bitched about TNA, there was one angle in particular that pretty much made me stop watching WWE altogether for about 2 months. Edge and Paul Bearer.
Yeah, that's pretty shitty from what I hear.
And that one got a pass.
Wait, I thought Edge was supposed supposed to be, when he went to SmackDown, I thought he was going to get rid of the stupid.
Hey, he killed that fat fuck after round 6.
Okay, again, just a brief recap for those of you who don't know. Edge goes to SmackDown. This guy ping-pongs between Raw and SmackDown like every 2 fucking months. So he goes to SmackDown, and first off, he starts off with this lame comedy gimmick, like he's gonna stop the stupid things, and Jack Swagger has the fucking eagle.
Bunkhouse bug!
Which went nowhere. And then he kidnaps, in England, Paul Bearer.
And he's the good guy.
Yes, and the thing is, then the next week on SmackDown in the States, he shows up and he still kidnapped Paul Bearer, which was quite a trick, considering he smuggled a 350-pound man bound, gagged, and held hostage through international customs, although British customs is notoriously a joke. You got here. But he proceeded to have this man kidnapped for over a month. The end result of this angle being that Edge would keep appearing on the Titantron distracting Kane, saying, "Oh, you want Paul Bearer back? You want Paul Bearer? He's right here. He's right here." And so he'd come back, and of course, like, he'd have a wheelchair in the parking lot where Paul Bearer was bound and gagged, and Kane would run out, and all of a sudden, like a semi-truck would run over Paul Bearer, and they'd be like, "Oh my God!" And Edge would be like, "It's a dummy, dumbass," and he'd run off, and Kane would be all, "No!" And so this would go on. It'd be like fucking Spy versus Spy for like a where he just had, like, he must have bought in bulk these fucking dummies. And he kept running over the fucking dummies until one day, he has Paul Bearer on top of like a fucking precipice. And Kane's like, "I've had enough of you, Edge, I've had enough!" And he's like, "I'm gonna push this fucking thing over, I'm gonna show you." And Edge's like, "I wouldn't do that." And Kane's like, "Fuck you!" And he pushes the thing over, and then he looks down. Oh. Oh no. Oh God. Paul Bearer's dead. No, really.
Like the third time.
Now, he got drowned in oatmeal last time by The Undertaker. Which would actually mark the second time a man has committed murder on national TV and received no attention from law enforcement whatsoever.
This is the truth, brother!
Now, meantime, Edge is the babyface. He is kidnapped, tortured, and eventually was responsible for the negligent homicide of a man. Yay!
He's rewarded with a world title.
I'm done with
The
it.
only thing worse than the angles were the matches Edge and Kane had at the pay-per-views.
You know what it is? I'm sorry. My brother, pretty much, Kane has wrestled the same match for ever. You can pretty much call his matches in your sleep. You know that?
Yeah, you can.
He does the same thing. He goes up to the top. He does the thing. He does the clothesline. He does the sidewalk slam. He does the choke slam. The guy gets out of the choke slam.
Missed the move out, like, get
Yeah.
say it, start saying it, 3 seconds.
This guy, and he's done the same thing like forever. And actually, what was funny was they did a last man standing match, which was actually probably the best match he ever had in his life. Just because they finally broke out of that rut where he didn't do like the 5 moves of doom. But another angle.
World champion Kane, by the way.
Another angle that
Anything's better now.
that a lot of John Cena haters latch onto was the angle where John Cena gets fired.
God, that was fucking
He gets fired. No, not next week. He didn't miss a day.
It was Juan Cena.
He's dedicated.
His Mexican
Oh yeah, he was Juan
He was Juan Cena in the house shows for a while, but they just killed that immediately because who didn't know?
No, it was never the intention to fool anybody.
Well, still, I mean, it was so bullshit. Even they couldn't go. Okay, this is.
But John Cena is like, he's not even gone that night. He gets fired, and he's like, "I'm so sad." What really killed me about that one was, I think the most offensive part of that was, he gets fired, and then the next day he comes back. He's in the ring, and he's like, "Well, you guys, it looks like this is the end of a long road."
He gets our.
He's like, I love you guys, and I love wrestling. I love this business.
But I want to see my mom's birthday.
I guess I gotta go. I'm gonna see my mom, and I'm gonna see my family. And Wade Barrett costing this business and all of you. And then he runs off. He's back within an hour. And
Birthday party?
I guess, and then he proceeds. My favorite part of this one is he proceeds to kick the shit out of Nexus. 6-on-1, they are helpless against this man. He's beating the shit out of him. And they go to Wade Barrett and they're like, Wade, we gotta do something, Wade.